Hi, my name is Avesh Dadlani and this is my proposal video.
Hi, my name is Rachel, and this video is all about how I got proposed.
You know how they say it takes a whole community and community's effort to make something happen? That's exactly what it took for me to plan this proposal.
Hi, my name is Nisa and I shot Avesh and Rachel's proposal.
Hi, I'm Aben and I helped with the decor and the setup of the proposal.
This was the biggest surprise of my life. I did not see this coming. I did not even know I was walking into my own proposal.
I actually wanted to do the proposal in February. I was planning for this since January. I know that if there is anybody that I want during my proposal time, it has to be a great photographer because these pictures and images is something that is going to stay with me forever. And so the first person I told was Nisa. And it was easy for me because I know that Nisa and Rachel have worked together. And so it would have been like a clean sweep when Nisa reaches out to Rachel and asks her to do another photo shoot for Nisa.
So Avesh came to me around January. So he surprised me first too. And yeah, from there we started planning where he wants to propose and then the color scheme that he wanted it.
The next person I told to was Aben. I wanted her support to ensure that my backdrop and everything that I stand behind looks pretty, including the decor. And so I asked her for her help.
And I was just excited that Avesh had sort of given me the opportunity to be a part of it. And I'm sort of, I'm so excited about doing decor. And it was nice just to like plan with, be a part of his plan, right? Trying to keep it a secret, all of those things are so exciting when you're planning a proposal or being a part of somebody's story and being part of that proposal. So it was super exciting.
I knew I had to get Varsha auntie to make the ring for us. I think she is somebody who I know has been in the business for decades now.
So when he first told me about it, that he was to propose to Rachel and he wanted to get a proposal ring made, I was really very glad because I had been waiting for this day to come for him. So Avesh had informed me that Rachel's ring size is the same as her mother Grace's ring size. In my group of friends, I decided to take the sizes of all the friends in that group without anyone knowing about it and even without Grace knowing about it, and I managed to get the ring size. So all this had to be a total secret because neither Grace nor Rachel should have known about this. Avesh wanted to give them a surprise.
So the ring, it has this infinity loop vibe that's going around and it's like 3 strands put together in a shape. It was intentional. I think those 3 strands, why it is intentional is because it represents one Rachel to me and third God that brought us together. I think any marriage or anything that I do has to be God with me in it. And so the third strand or the third level of the loop is God with us. And I think the theme that kind of ruled through this entire thing is one of these Bible verses that says that a cord of 3 strands is not easy to break. And in this marriage or in this event so of my life, without God, I don't think I would have been able to meet Rachel. And I think God's presence is so important for me, and that third strand really represents that. And so because this means so much, I asked Auntie Varsha if she can engrave this Bible verse inside the ring, and she did. I think she did a beautiful job and the finish was perfect. It's just how I wanted it. And so I started replanning the whole thing, and then I spoke to Aben and I spoke to Nisa, and we said let's get this going, and we knew that it was supposed to be in the first or the second week of May.
So when we actually started off, Avesh had a few spots in mind, and we kind of looked through it and we visited the spots as well, and Avesh was sort of working towards doing a wedding, I think. So it had become like this big thing, and he was sort of gonna almost propose on a float, and it was like this big plan, which was really exciting. But I think as we moved along, there were sort of these ideas of making it quite minimalist and letting the space speak for itself, but really nice, and that both of them would really stand out. And the decor also keeping it quite simple, but that the simplicity of it would really carry through. So that was the plan that we had. And as we moved along, I got Lois, a dear friend, to sort of come alongside and to paint the question of, Rachel, will you marry me? And that was quite exciting. And sort of even the colors, there was quite a lot of the planning that Avesh had. And, most of it was just Avesh planning, like thinking of the colors and just working with the color palettes that he had and picking whether it was, just leaf tones that would match it, and really sort of bringing out the simplicity of the space and keeping it pretty minimal. So that was like the plan that we went with, and I think it really worked out well.
So a month ago, Nisa called me and told me that there is this new jewelry brand that is launching, and she wanted me to shoot for that jewelry brand. I have worked with Nisa in the past, so nothing felt suspicious, and I was more than happy to get on board with Nisa and shoot with her.
So we plan the photo shoot on May 16, and I asked her first, and then she's available. We have the venue, we already have decor, everything was set up. So on May 16, we were, setting up first before she comes. It took us about like an hour-ish to set up everything with great helps from friends. She comes at 2 p.m. that day, full on makeup. I even told her like a couple days before the photo shoot, like, hey girl, you need to get your nails done like this. That's what Avesh suggested. I just like forwarded to her, like, hey, make sure your nail is like this. You choose your color, but the nail is like this. So she came all dressed up, full with the dress that Avesh made. So it was pretty, it was really cool. And also Avesh also made his own suit. Everybody come together.
The outfits, of course, right? That is my forte. It has to be the highlight. After all, I'm a Sindhi, I need to promote my outfits. Shameless plug-in coming in here. The outfits were made by Avesh Dadlani. It's a cool label. You should go check him out on Instagram. I think you'll like it. Shop your proposal or your wedding or everything else. So the outfits was very important. I knew that we had to twin. I knew that she's going to wear a gown and I'm going to wear a suit with her photo printed on my t-shirt. Like, that was set. I'm really grateful for my team who helped us make the gown and my suit in time, and so it was all perfect in one sense. And that's how Rachel got ready for the proposal. As we are twinning, that's how the look came complete.
2 weeks ago, before the proposal, Nisa called me and she told me that the jewelry brand has a brand theme color for the shoot and that they're going to be stitching me a dress. And 1 week after that conversation, Nisa called me over to her house and she asked me to try on the dress. And I remember wearing the dress and falling in love with the color, and I remember sharing it with Nisa that this is my favorite color, and I'm so glad that the brand has a similar color as to my taste.
2 days before the proposal, as time is getting closer, I am getting very nervous. I couldn't sleep at night. I am thinking about everything that can go wrong, and I'm thinking about everything that needs to be done right to ensure that it is a surprise, because the very foundation of this event is the surprise. And if the surprise element is gone, then Rachel is going to find out, and if she finds out, then the show is over in one sense. I called John and I said, John, I need you to be here. I'm stressing out. I don't know what you're going to do, but just be around me and help me with things. Really sweet of him to come all the way from Palava and come and spend time with me. And I think I'm really grateful for that.
So I came in 1 day before, and since Avesh was very nervous, I had to be there a day before. And just a day before the proposal, I remember I had to give Rachel's gown for steam press, and then even Avesh's suit arrived on the same day. And after wearing the suit, we realized that he needed a white shoes, so we had to run about to Lokanwala market and make sure that he has the perfect white shoes. Along the process, we even got Rachel some jewels for the proposal day, which she had no clue about. And then late in the night, we got realized that beard was not trimmed, so we got that done, and we ended our day super late because we wanted to make the proposal day a very happening day.
And there was this section of the studio that we set up for the proposal, and there was this other section of the studio where Rachel would come in and get ready and prepare herself in one sense. And so this side of the studio, we kind of covered it with chart paper to ensure that it's like nobody can see what's happening in the setup space. And that's where I was standing and waiting for her to walk in. Thoughts before her walking in was that I was so nervous. I was rehearsing my speech again and again, and I wanted to ensure that I don't goof up. I wanted to ensure that it all goes smoothly.
It was perfect. I got my trials done. They share a color palette with me and the desired nails that they wanted me to have for the shoot.
So Rachel came to the studio. We lay out all the jewelry that's supposed to be for a photo shoot. Background story, Avesh also chose all this jewelry. And then we let her getting ready with the dress and everything.
When I walked into the studio, I see Nisa and Aben waiting for me. They escort me and get me dressed, and that's when I get to know that the jewelry that I'm going to be shooting for was Aben's jewelry.
While on the other side of the studio, Avesh was waiting for her. It was really cute. We were like, hey, we have videographer too, And then she's like, wow, videographer, yeah, just like BTS, whatever. Like, oh, that's great. So while the videographer takes some behind the scene of her getting jewelry on and then twirling with her dress on, I was waiting on the other side of the room where all the setup was made, the banner and all the pretty stuff that you see. We surprised her, and I heard that it's really hard to surprise her, so this is a good success.
So, the backdrop, Lois had painted out that backdrop, and she put in so many hours into it, and I was just so grateful to have somebody like that. But she was also just thinking about how it was so special to be a part of, to really bless friends by giving off our time and helping with our skills and things like that, and just to really be there for them. So that was very special.
It was an amazing proposal done by Avesh, and we just had to help him out and be there for him.
So, when I heard the news, I think the shock of it and the excitement, even as a sort of somebody who's not so important in their story in that sense, it's just nice to experience that excitement, right? And so as Avesh was planning this kind of surprise, it was so important to keep that surprise element. And I feel like it really requires everyone to work together, and he was quite careful on keeping the team a little bit tight-knit so that we could keep it a really big surprise, because sometimes you never know who could let the cat out of the bag. That was very exciting. And so when Rachel walked in, she seemed genuinely surprised. So that was so exciting just to see that she had come for a photo shoot, and out of nowhere Avesh was there. So it was so well worth it having worked together to keep that surprise. I think when it comes to really trying to recreate moments like this, it's so important for people that are involved, whether it is photography or decor or things like that, to be able to remove the distractions so that it's really special for the people involved. And whether it's doing the logistical things or working on the other bits, it's almost as if clearing up the background so that people can be in the moment, and really enjoy that moment instead of having logistical things on their mind. So I think for me personally, it's really important to give that type of support when it comes to events, when it comes to friends who want to recreate these moments that are special, so that we can really support through that. So I think that was at the back of my mind, just trying to be able to have the photographers capture the shot that they want to, what they had in mind. And so there was quite a bit of that coordination between the photography, videography, as well as the decor and all of the rest of us that were involved in it. So that was at the back of my mind through the whole process.
I froze to a point where Avesh had to literally come and escort me inside. He brings me inside and he goes down on one knee, and I'm trembling because it was hard for me to believe that the dream I once saw is now a reality I am living in. He says a beautiful speech, which I remember very little about at that moment. He could see it in my eyes that I was shocked. And when the question popped, would you marry me? Without a doubt, I had to say a yes. I was more than overjoyed to be living this reality that I've always dreamt of.
Oh, her eyes, make the stars look like they're not shining. Her hair falls perfectly without her trying. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day.
Thank you for loving me the way you do. You make me better each day. Thank you for caring for me. Thank you for being there for me always. Thank you for tolerating me. Thank you for sharing all your Jesus jokes with me. You help my sense of humor grow each day. Thank you for listening to me when I am hurting. Thank you for praying for me. Thank you for being my cheerleader. As God allows us to get into the fabric of marriage, and as He is the most important strand in this fabric, I am so grateful for this opportunity that He has given me to love His chosen daughter. As He is the third strand that tightens this relationship, as I go on my knees and ask you, Rachel Furtado, will you marry me?
Her laugh, she hates, but I think it's so sexy. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Oh, you know, I never ask you to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, then just stay the same. So don't even bother asking if you look okay. You know I'll say when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change.
And I was so glad and so happy, and I really thanked God that He made this happen for them.
My heart was overjoyed and I couldn't believe that it's finally happened. I don't think I wished it to be any different, and I'm so glad that I can spend the rest of my life with him, and that decision was then, and I was more than happy to say a yes to him.
Yeah, overall, I think the proposal went really well. I really enjoy the process of it. Like from the first time Avesh told me till even like the last moment, it was really cool to see that, you know, he really wanted to put everything best for Rachel. And all I want to say is just the blessing for the couple, Rachel and Avesh. I'm just praying that this next season will be just really, really beautiful for you guys. Will be just another season to get to know even more, and blessing not just for you, for both families. All the best for the wedding.
Sending my heartfelt blessings to Rachel and Avesh as they continue this journey. May their love grow. Can't wait to see them get married. Love you both.
It's been such a long wait for both Avesh and Rachel, and they had been looking forward to this day. Finally, that day arrived, and it worked out all so beautifully without any stresses or anything, like, you know, it just happened. I'm sure they also didn't realize that how it happened, but it happened. And all I can say is that I thank God for the way He's just planned the whole thing for them in a beautiful manner. I just wish them all the luck and their life filled with lots and lots of love.
A blessing for Avesh and Rachel. It's so exciting as they begin this sort of new leg of their relationship. And you know, marriage is so special. It's not just about the two people that are involved, but so much of it, whether the highs and the lows, are so dependent on the community that is around. And I know that they have experienced that even in their dating relationship, right? Friends that have stood by them through highs and lows. And I know that even whether it is even in the proposal or the wedding or even the marriage, right? You always remember that there are friends and family that they can lean on through the highs and through the lows. So just that blessing over them as they step into this next leg of the journey.
It was the easiest yes I've ever said, and I'm so glad I get to do life with him. He knows how to love me through my worst, and I think I'm very excited for this new season of my life and excited to do life with him.
I really want to thank everybody that was involved in helping me to make this happen. Right from Nisa for the photography, John and Enoch for the cameras, John for my emotional support, Enoch who who would edit this video and also shoot this, Ben who did the decor, Lois who painted the backdrop. I think it wouldn't have been possible without them. And I think I have my mom, her mom to thank. I have Ashwin and Jimmy to thank. They are our support as well. It wouldn't have been possible without it. It apart from it being a physical event, it is a lot emotional and a mental event too. And I think a lot has gone in this to make this happen. I am just so grateful with everything that has happened, and I'm so grateful that I can even communicate what has happened in this entire experience to you and also to us, because we are going to keep looking back at this video again and again to remind ourselves how beautiful this time was, and which is why I'm so grateful to God for everything. Thank you all.